Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is the show where we really try to cut through the noise and give you those essential insights for, well, a healthier, more vibrant life. I'm Emily Johnson, your health and wellness coach, and you're listening to Healthy Men's 70 Plus.
And I'm Robert Miller, Senior Men's Health Specialist. It's great to be here. Our mission really is to equip you with clear, actionable knowledge. We want to help you navigate these vital years with, confidence and real vitality.
That's right. And today we're tackling a topic that often carries a bit of a quiet concern, doesn't it? But it really deserves a much louder, more open conversation. We're talking about those subtle shifts in energy and overall vitality that can come with age, especially when it touches on intimate health.
Yeah.
We're diving deep into how an issue like erectile dysfunction, while it isn't just an isolated problem, surprisingly, it might be your body's early warning system for a much, much broader health picture. And this is especially crucial for you men over 70.
Exactly. We've been looking at some really insightful research, specifically from a leading urology and men's health professor. And it really uncovers this profound connection between what seem like, simple daily choices and your entire well-being.
Right.
So our aim today is clear. We want to uncover, and this happens long before your heart or brain might show any noticeable signs of trouble. So what's absolutely vital for men over 60, and particularly those in their 70s and beyond, is to understand this. Erectile dysfunction is frequently the first alarm bell.
The first one.
The very first sign for a struggling cardiovascular system. It's not just a bedroom issue. It's really like your body's check engine light for clogged arteries.
A check engine light. That's a really powerful image. But for men who maybe dismissed this, just thought it's age or it's hormones, how do we help them grasp the urgency here? What makes it more than just, an inconvenience?
Well, it really comes down to the fundamental mechanics. An erection, it's not magic, right? It's a hydraulic system.
Purely physical.
Purely physical, driven entirely by blood flow. So when your brain signals desire, your arteries have to expand properly. Blood must rush in with enough force. And then those specialized chambers inside, they need to fill and effectively trap that blood to maintain firmness. Without strong, unobstructed circulation, it just can't happen. Simple as that. Now, a lot of men tell me, but my heart feels fine. No chest pain.
Yeah, I hear that too.
But here's the key difference. The arteries responsible for an erection are much, much smaller than the big ones in your heart or leading to your brain. Think of it like a narrow country road compared to a 4-lane highway.
Ah,
Yeah.
much smaller scale.
Exactly. It takes only the tiniest bit of plaque buildup or even just stiffness in the artery wall to choke off that necessary flow. And that leads to softer erections or ones that fade or maybe don't happen at all.
So it's not a personal failing.
Not at all. It's an early warning system, a quiet signal maybe, but one that shouldn't be ignored. Because it's pointing towards something that, if you let it go, could lead to much more serious cardiovascular disease later on.
So what we're really saying is when you start to struggle with erections, it's your body. It's almost pleading, isn't it? Take care of me before it's too late.
That's a great way to put it.
It's not a sign to give up, but a real call to action. Now, I can imagine many men hearing that and immediately thinking, okay, I need a pill or give me the quick fix. How do we gently redirect that impulse towards these deeper, more sustainable lifestyle changes you're talking about?
That's where the real lasting power lies. Because men who listen to this signal, who really commit to making changes, they aren't just fighting for sexual performance. That might be the initial motivation, sure.
Right.
But they're actively building a stronger heart. They're sharpening their memory. They're securing a much longer, healthier life overall. It's all connected. Your blood flow, and therefore your vitality, hinges directly on your daily choices, what you eat, how much you move.
And the interesting thing you mentioned, the penis shows the problems first, but also the healing first.
Often, yes.
Yeah.
Those small arteries are sensitive. They show the cracks early, but they're also incredibly responsive to positive changes. They can show healing relatively quickly when you make the right adjustments.
Okay, that's encouraging.
It is. So let's dive into some of those powerful foods that can actually help your body start that healing process, help restore that vital blood flow.
I'm ready. It feels like, nature often leaves us clues about wellness, and a lot of them seem to be green. Where should we start?
Right. Well, our first, let's call it a golden nugget, is dark leafy greens. We're talking spinach, kale, arugula, Swiss chard. These things aren't just sort of generally healthy. They're direct activators of your body's own internal vasodilator system.
Okay, what does that mean exactly?
It means they're packed with dietary nitrates.
Mm-hmm.
And your body very efficiently converts these nitrates into nitric oxide. Now, nitric oxide is this amazing gas molecule that essentially tells your blood vessels, especially the small ones, to relax.
Relax and open up.
Exactly. Relax, expand, let the blood flow freely. Without enough nitric oxide, arteries tend to stay tighter, circulation suffers, and, well, erections weaken. It's like your body's natural erection enhancer, directly fighting that stiffness.
Wow. Do you have an example of this working?
I do, actually. I remember a patient, 72 years old. His diet had been pretty beige for years, frankly, and he hadn't had a full erection in a very long time. We started super simple. Just a daily salad, spinach, maybe some other greens, squeeze the lemon juice.
That's it.
That was the main change we focused on initially. Within weeks, he came back and he was genuinely moved. He just said, "It's working again."
Incredible, just from spinach.
It sounds simple, but it addresses the root cause. And beyond the bedroom, these greens also actively help lower blood pressure, they reduce inflammation throughout the body, and protect against heart disease. It's like a natural tune-up for your whole vascular system.
So treat them like a prescription almost.
Absolutely. Build your meals around them. It's that important.
That story is really powerful. Simple changes, big impact. Okay, I'm eager for the next one. I hear it's a refreshing summer favorite, but what makes it so good for blood flow?
You're right. Next up is watermelon. And I often call it medicine for your manhood, only half jokingly.
Watermelon.
Yes. It contains a really interesting amino acid called citrulline. Your body takes this citrulline and very efficiently converts it into another amino acid, arginine. Now, arginine is the direct raw material your body uses to produce that all-important nitric oxide we just talked about.
Ah, okay. So greens provide the spark, maybe, and watermelon provides the fuel.
That's a perfect analogy. If leafy greens spark the nitric oxide production, watermelon is like the fuel that keeps that fire burning brightly. It provides the building blocks.
Any stories with watermelon?
Oh, yeah. I had a patient who, honestly, he chuckled when I suggested it. He'd been struggling for years, felt pretty defeated, but he decided, what the heck, and replaced his nightly bowl of cookies with a bowl of watermelon.
Okay, big swap.
Big swap.
Mm.
Weeks later, he called me absolutely astonished. Said he was, quote, waking up with morning erections again. He felt alive, like a part of his youth had returned, his words.
Wow, that's a matter of which part of the watermelon?
Well, technically the rind has the highest concentration of citrulline, but nobody eats the rind. The red flesh alone provides really significant benefits, not just for sexual health, but for your heart, your blood vessel flexibility, your overall vitality. It really is one of nature's prescriptions.
Nature's prescriptions. I like that. It's incredible how simple foods hold such power. Okay, what about something maybe a bit more indulgent? I think I heard a rumor about a treat that can actually be good for you.
You heard right, and it's a delicious one too. But, and this is important, we're talking specifically about dark chocolate. The key is high cacao content, 70% or higher. That slight bitterness, that's actually a signal of its power.
Okay, 70% or more. Why dark chocolate?
Inside your arteries, there's this incredibly delicate, super important lining. It's called the endothelium. Think of it like the control panel for releasing nitric oxide.
The control panel.
Right.
Okay.
Now, if that panel gets damaged by things like high sugar intake, smoking, chronic inflammation, then nitric oxide production slows right down. Your vessels tighten up, blood flow weakens, and boom, that's often when erectile difficulties really start to show.
So how does dark chocolate help the endothelium?
It's packed with compounds called flavonoids. These are powerful antioxidants. They act almost like little bodyguards for that delicate endothelial lining. They help neutralize damage, keep the arteries flexible, responsive, able to release that nitric oxide when needed.
Bodyguards for your arteries. Any examples here?
Definitely. I recall a patient, late 60s, had a real sweet tooth, loved his candy bars. We convinced him to trade that daily candy bar for just a small square of good quality, high cacao dark chocolate.
It's a small square.
Just a small square. And over time, he not only saw his blood pressure come down and his cholesterol numbers improve, but he also reported firmer erections. He joked with me, I didn't think dessert could save my marriage.
Huh. That's fantastic. So moderation is key, obviously.
Absolutely. A small, savored piece. Think of it like you're, polishing the inside of your veins.
Polishing your veins with chocolate. Who knew? Okay, and speaking of protective compounds and vibrant colors, those deep blues and reds in berries must be doing something important too, right?
They absolutely are. Those gorgeous deep blues, reds, purples you see in berries like blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. They come from compounds called anthocyanins, and these are potent inflammation fighters.
Inflammation again. Why is that so bad for blood flow?
Chronic inflammation is really the silent enemy of your blood vessels.
Mm.
It's constantly simmering away in the background for many people. It damages that delicate endothelial lining we just talked about, makes the vessel walls kind of sticky, and over time, it leads to plaque buildup.
Like rust in a pipe.
Exactly like rust forming on the inside of a pipe. And that narrows the passageways. Especially those tiny penile arteries, they get affected first because they're so small.
So how do berries fight this?
They're antioxidants, those anthocyanins, essentially sweep through your bloodstream like a repair crew. They help cool down that chronic inflammation. They help polish the artery walls, keeping everything smooth for good blood flow.
A repair crew. I like that visual. Does it make a noticeable difference?
Oh, absolutely. I worked with a man, mid-60s, very frustrated with fading intimacy for several years. He started simply adding a handful of blueberries to his oatmeal in the morning or having some raspberries as a snack later in the day.
Consistent but simple.
Consistent, simple. About a month later, he reported feeling not just more energetic and lighter on his feet, but also, in his words, more alive in the bedroom. It all connects.
It really does. And beyond erections.
Oh yeah, berries actively protect the heart, they support memory function, even boost mood. It's like giving your entire bloodstream a vital daily tune-up.
Okay, fantastic. 4 down. For our 5th food, you mentioned we need to move past some old fears about fat.
Yes, this is a really important one to clarify. Because for decades, we heard fat is bad. But the truth is, not all fats are created equal. The right kinds of fats are profoundly healing for your body.
Okay, so which are the right fats?
We're talking about fatty fish, things like salmon, mackerel, sardines, anchovies. These fish are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. I like to think of omega-3s as the cleanup crew for your entire circulation system.
The cleanup crew. How do they clean up?
Well, they work on multiple fronts. Omega-3s help lower triglycerides. Those are fats circulating in your blood. They also help lower LDL cholesterol, which is often called the bad cholesterol because it's the stuff that forms sticky plaque in your arteries.
Right.
But at the same time, omega-3s actually boost your HDL cholesterol, the hero cholesterol.
Hmm.
HDL acts like a little street sweeper, grabbing that bad cholesterol and carrying it away from your arteries.
So they lower the bad stuff and raise the good stuff.
Exactly. It helps clear out the gunk, as it were, and keeps blood flowing nice and freely.
Makes sense. Did you see this help patients directly?
For sure. I had a patient, late 60s again, who admittedly told me point blank he never liked fish, hated it. But he was motivated, so he agreed to try grilled or baked salmon twice a week.
Just twice a week.
Just twice a week to start. Within a few months, his lab results showed significant improvement, triglycerides down, HDL up. His blood pressure also came down. And he told me, quite emotionally actually, that he felt young again.
Wow. That's powerful.
It is. And these omega-3s, they don't just protect the heart in general. They directly influence intimacy by keeping those crucial penile arteries clear. Plus, they reduce inflammation throughout the body, which leads to sharper thinking, maybe stronger joints, and ultimately contributes to a longer, healthier life, especially for older men.
Okay, so those are 5 amazing foods. Leafy greens, watermelon, dark chocolate, berries, and fatty fish. But, it's probably not just about adding the good stuff, is it?
No, you're absolutely right. That's only half the equation.
It's just as crucial, maybe even more so sometimes, to remove the things that are actively working against your body.
Right. That's the absolute truth. What you take out of your diet, out of your lifestyle, it's often just as important, if not more important, than what you consciously add in.
It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket.
Exactly.
Eh.
Or like trying to mop the floor while the faucet is still running. You just won't see the full lasting benefits if you're still pouring in the things that cause damage.
Okay, so for men listening, men trying to make these really critical changes for their health, what are the main dietary villains? The things we absolutely need to watch out for and, ideally, eliminate?
There are 3 major culprits in the typical modern diet that really wreak havoc on blood flow. First, refined sugar and processed carbohydrates.
No sodas, candy.
Sodas, candy, white bread, pastries, smoked breakfast cereals, sugary drinks, all that stuff. These cause really rapid blood sugar spikes, which leads to insulin surges, and that ignites inflammation. It's like setting off a little fire in your arteries, and it directly damages that delicate endothelium we talked about.
Okay, number 1, sugar and refined carbs. What's number 2?
Number 2, trans fats and most deep-fried foods. You find trans fats hiding in many margarines, a lot of packaged baked goods, commercial crackers, and of course anything deep fried.
Why are trans fats so bad?
They're particularly insidious. They aggressively raise your LDL, the bad cholesterol, and at the same time, they actually lower your HDL, the good, protective cholesterol. It creates this perfect storm for plaque buildup. And guess where it often shows up first?
Those tiny penile arteries?
Go. They're the most vulnerable. And number 3, ultra-processed foods in general.
What falls into that category?
Basically, if it comes in a box or a bag, has a super long ingredient list with words you can't pronounce, it's likely ultra-processed. These things are often loaded with chemicals, artificial preservatives, hidden sugars, unhealthy fats, tons of sodium, all things that contribute to chronic inflammation day in, day out.
Even things marketed as healthy, like low-fat snacks.
Sometimes, yes. I had a patient who genuinely thought his daily low-fat packaged snacks were a good choice. But when he cut those out completely and switched to whole, real foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, he saw a night and day difference. Blood pressure dropped, energy soared, and his erections noticeably improved.
Wow. So ditch the processed stuff. What about lifestyle factors beyond food?
Absolutely critical. We cannot overlook things like excessive alcohol and smoking. These are just, well, they're devastating to your blood vessels.
So.
Alcohol, especially in excess, can weaken blood vessels and impair nerve function. And smoking literally chokes the life out of them. It damages the endothelium, constricts arteries, reduces oxygen delivery. It's terrible for blood flow everywhere, but especially those sensitive areas.
So cutting back or quitting these is huge?
It's profound. Letting these habits go can allow your body to rebuild vitality in ways that might surprise you. And the incredible thing is, your body has this extraordinary ability to heal. When you stop putting these poisons in, it can start repairing itself, really, no matter your age or how long these habits have been around.
That truly is a powerful message of hope. It feels like our bodies are just incredibly forgiving, aren't they? They're just waiting for us to give them that chance.
They really are.
Because it's easy, isn't it, especially as we get older, to fall into that thinking of, well, maybe this is just my age. Maybe intimacy is just over. We hear that kind of resignation sometimes.
I hear it too, and I counter it directly every single time. No, I tell them that's simply not the truth. Age might bring changes to your body, of course it does, but it does not have to steal your vitality, your connection, or your intimate life.
That's a strong statement.
It's based on what I see. The most fascinating observation I've made over decades of practice is the body's just incredible capacity to heal, even after years, sometimes decades of neglect. Veins can recover function, arteries can become more flexible and open up, energy can return, and yes, absolutely, erections can come back stronger.
You've seen this happen in men in their 70s.
Absolutely. I've witnessed men in their 70s, men who were utterly convinced their best days were long gone, return to my office months later. You see it in their eyes, with a smile of pride, feeling like myself again. And it's not just about the physical act. It's about a renewed sense of confidence, the joy of closeness with their partner, waking up with a feeling of strength rather than deficit.
Those kinds of transformations, they must ripple out into every single part of life, don't they?
Oh, completely. When a man feels strong and confident in that area, he literally walks taller. He tends to laugh more. He takes better care of himself across the board. It boosts everything.
And the partner feels it too, surely.
Hugely. Because intimacy isn't just about the physical mechanics, is it? It's deeply emotional. It's about connection, trust, and that silent, powerful message that says, I am still here for you. I am still vital. We are still connected.
Oh.
And that message, it matters just as much at 60 or 70 or 80 as it did at 25, maybe even more.
That's beautifully put.
So to you listening right now, if you're sitting there thinking, it's too late for me, I want you to hear this clearly. Based on both science and decades of experience, it is never too late.
Never too late.
Never. The foods we've talked about, the habits we've discussed, they aren't just abstract scientific facts. They're concrete hope. They're practical tools you can use right now to start building the vibrant future you desire. The only real difference between the men who succeed in reclaiming this and those who don't is often just the simple decision to try.
Okay. We've laid out the roadmap, the science, the hope. But as we always say, knowledge is potential, action is power. The journey really begins with that first single step. So for someone listening right now, feeling motivated, maybe inspired, but perhaps also a little bit overwhelmed by it all, what's the absolute simplest, most impactful first action they can take today?
That is the critical question, isn't it? Because, as you said, nothing changes until you take action. The good news is the path forward doesn't demand perfection. It doesn't require some massive overnight transformation. It just requires one decision, one small change.
Just one.
Just start with one. It could be as simple as deciding, okay, tonight I'm adding a big handful of spinach to my dinner, or I'm going to trade my usual sugary dessert for a bowl of berries, or maybe I'll choose grilled salmon instead of the fried chicken I was planning.
The specific choice isn't the most important thing.
In the beginning, the specific choice is actually less important than the act of choosing, the act of taking that first positive step, because each deliberate, healthy choice you make sends this powerful signal both to your body and to your mind. It's like you're saying, okay, I'm actively opening my veins. I'm giving myself another chance here.
And you see results even from small steps.
I really do. I've seen men in their 70s start very skeptically, making just one or two small changes. But within weeks, sometimes sooner, they begin noticing subtle shifts. Maybe a bit more energy in the afternoon. Maybe their head feels a little clearer. And yes, often firmer erections. And just as importantly, their partners start to notice too. They see a new spark, maybe in their eyes, certainly in the relationship.
So the question for you listening is, what will your first step be right now? Will it be planning a trip to the market for those fresh greens we talked about? Will it be consciously saying no to that soda this afternoon? Or maybe enjoying that small, satisfying piece of dark chocolate tonight instead of something else?
Whatever it is, make it real. Make it today. Don't put it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just quickly recap the core message here. We've walked through this essential truth together, that erections fundamentally rise and fall with blood flow, and that blood flow is profoundly shaped by your daily choices.
Right. Remember those 5 healing foods?
Exactly. Dark leafy greens to spark that vital nitric oxide, watermelon to provide the fuel for it, dark chocolate to protect the delicate lining of your arteries, berries to fight off that damaging inflammation, and fatty fish to act as the cleanup crew for your bloodstream.
And just as vital, remember the hidden enemies to start removing or reducing.
Yes. Refined sugar and those processed carbs, trans fats and deep fried stuff, ultra-processed junk foods in general, and definitely minimizing excessive alcohol and, if you smoke, making a plan to quit. Crucially, remember, erectile struggles are very often a warning signal, not a personal failure.
We've shared insights today from decades of combined experience, seeing countless men reclaim their vitality, not just in the bedroom, but really in every aspect of their lives. So please don't wait. Start today. Every bite you take, every habit you choose. It's a profound choice, isn't it? You're either choosing to build your life up or allowing it to slowly break down. Choose to build. Because when you actively protect your erections, you're doing so much more. You're protecting your heart, you're protecting your mind, and you're protecting the entire quality of your future.
That's perfectly said. Your erections truly are about more than just intimacy. In a very real sense, they reflect your cardiovascular health, your future vitality, your potential for longevity, and the richness of your remaining years. They are about survival in the broadest sense. Every small, conscious step you take starting now is a tangible investment towards more time, deeper connection, and frankly, a richer, more vibrant life ahead.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive today. If this message resonated with you, if it sparked something, please do give this video a like, perhaps share it with other men in your life, friends, brothers, fathers, who might benefit from hearing this vital information.
Yeah, spread the word.
And of course, please subscribe to Healthy Men 70 Plus for more insights, more guidance on living a truly vibrant, healthy life well after 70.
Until next time, please stay well, take care of yourselves, and make those healthy choices count, starting today.